I had done a kit, a circulating kit in 1970 or so, just before I left for Harvard, and it was called the Algonquins. And it was terrible. It was really, it was all the things it shouldn't have been. It was a non-native person speaking for, it was the assumption that the native people are gone, it was only about the past, it presented history from a pretty Anglo-centric perspective, etc., etc. Anyway, this publisher called and said, "Hi, we want to publish your kit." I said, "No way." And they said, "Well, we'll talk to your boss." So they called Mike, and Mike said, "If Joan says no, it's no." I thought, "Oh, Mike, how am I ever going to work for anybody else?" You know? And so they called me back. This was American Science and Engineering. They called me back and they said, "Well, under what conditions would you publish?" So I called Mike. I said, "Mike, what do I do?" He said, "You tell them under what conditions you'll publish." So I called them back and I said, "Okay, I need money to go to the Native community." I had heard there was a Native community on Cape Cod, but I didn't really believe it. And I needed to find out. I wanted money to pay them as consultants if they were actually there, and I wanted them to have veto power. That if we said something that was inaccurate, that misrepresented them, that made them uncomfortable, it wouldn't be in the kit. And I've forgotten the man's name, but he said, "Well, I'll call you back." And Mike and I figured they would never say yes. And he called me back the next morning and he said, "You're on. You got it." And that's really how we began. And that's really how I came to understand many things. One is that you can't just go to the community and say, "Hi, here we are, we need help. You know, tell us what to do." It works a whole lot better if you have a project where people can come together and work together. And having the kit, having this old, awful kit, really made the difference. And we could look at it together as a team and begin to change it. And that was great.